All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hopefully, you all are doing well today. So, we are going to talk about this new moon in Cancer. It's got an interesting energy to it. For those of you who are triggered by this energy, and I'm going to say this now because it can be quite of an emotional mess. New moon in Cancer, Cancerians, thank you. Uh, But essentially, this is about that nurturing energy of those emotional things that are happening. A lot of self healing is happening right now. A lot of emotional baggage is kind of coming to the front of things. I am going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And these just keep talking to me. Um, these just these just keep, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay. Like I said, they just kind of keep talking to me. I shuffled them already and they just keep coming at me. The first one that popped out was here and now. And I do feel as though the present moment is very important. The present moment right at this time is very important because that's how we kind of shift. I've been reading, listening to a lot of Abraham Hicks. And for those of you who don't know who Abraham Hicks is, it's a lovely lady. Well, Abraham is not a lady. Let's just start there. Abraham is a consciousness. And this consciousness talks about the vortex. We all have our own different vortexes, and it's all done by vibration. Okay? And the happy you are, the more happy you are, the more closer to your vibration, to your vortex you become. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this energy. And that's kind of what's coming through with this Cancerian new moon energy. There's a lot of healing, especially when it comes to oneself, when it comes to relationships. We'll see what wants to come through. But the main focus right now, and of course on this channel, is you. And so, of course, we are going to tap into that energy. But with the here and now, I do feel as though changes are happening here with the change in the wind. They can start out small at first. But it takes the smallest pebble to ruin a foundation. Or, oh God, I don't know why I had Princess and the Pea go through my brain. But that one pea caused an entire list of problems, right? And even though she put more mattresses on top trying to make things a lot more comfortable, that one pea made things unbearable. And so that's why I feel like it's kind of coming in here is that one pea. That one little pea that's messing things up. Because it's trying to get you to move. It's trying to get you to shift here to the sea. And it is divine timed. We do have the fates here. I'm not surprised that this energy is showing up once again. I am going to use the Souls on Fire Tarot for this energy because it's the most gentle set of cards that I have. But this energy is designed to give you a leg up. This energy is designed to give you a leg up, to kind of boost you to where you want to be. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Please breathe through these emotions. This morning message, again, was more or less a similar message, but again, they're with runes and not even with the set of cards that I'm going to be using today. Please breathe through this energy. I know that this energy can be triggering for some people, especially if you haven't wanted to do the healing work, especially if you haven't wanted to transition into this energy. Unfortunately, as of this moment, I don't see any other way forward than through this energy. So relationships can be called into question. Personal healing when it comes to situations of the past can be being called into question here. There's a lot of different things being brought to the front row, as I've said in the morning message, that things are being called to the very front because those are the things that require our attention. Those are the things that are being brought into our paths. That way we can step that much further, that much closer into our vortexes, into those things that we desire. With the vortex, everything that you've asked from the universe is there. Everything that you are trying to manifest, everything that person, that job, that abundance is in that vortex. But unfortunately, manifestation does not follow a traditional way of doing things, the vibration exceeds the manifestation. So if you're down in the dumps and you're like, well, I want this person, or I want this abundance to come in, you have to learn how to shift into a different vibration, into either a neutral or a positive vibration, in order for the universe to remove those obstacles, that resistance that is trying to come in. And that's what I see here with No Place Like Home and Happy Happy. Some of us, a home is a person. For others, it's a place where you feel like you belong. Friends, family, your tribe, your community. I know that when it comes to my job, it's also like a second home for me. Both of my jobs are like a second home to me because I enjoy them. I love them. It's got that emotional satisfaction to it. And that's what I feel like, again, is being called into question here, is that emotional satisfaction. Some of us are carrying around extra weight that we don't need to be carrying around. As I said in the morning message, which is interesting, and I just saw the Empress here too. I'm not even going to put these together. You see this? Ooh, there's the Emperor and the Empress. That's union. But the Empress was underneath. But these are the things that are being called into question. Is our emotional satisfaction? Is our emotional vibration? We have to learn that I heard this yesterday, we are not problem solvers. I'm gonna say that quite a few times. We are not problem solvers. We may find solutions, yes, but our existence is not to be problem solvers. It's not to go looking for problems and finding all of these different answers and trying to make things better. Our job here on this planet is to have that vibration of least resistance. It's to find the things to be happy about and lead with that energy. Because it's easier to manifest from a higher vibration than it is to manifest from a lower vibration. And that's kind of what we do here on this channel. My job is to shift your vibration. But that's what's being called into question here, is your own vibration. Essentially, you are standing in your own way, and that needs to be healed. When it comes to past situations, you are allowed to take the lesson, but you don't have to carry around that baggage. It's like the analogy that I used, again, in the morning message, that when it comes to food, right, the best example that I used was food, okay? Think of the one thing that you have tried that you don't like. Okay, you know that you don't like that, right? So when you go out to eat or when you start to make dinner, do you make that particular side or that particular dish? No, because you know that that's not something you enjoy. When it comes to these past situations where you're carrying around all this extra weight and all this extra baggage because you did not know any better, you're kicking yourself and you're making yourself feel worthless and dragging down your vibration because you're carrying around that baggage instead of carrying around the lesson. And the lesson is, I did not know better, but I do now. Somebody needs to hear this. Say it with me. I did not know better then, but I know better now. And what that does is that pulls you out of that baggage energy. It releases some of that weight. It releases some of that pressure. And yes, there would be times when we all shift back into that, be like, well, past examples, you're right, but they were past examples. And you are not who you were a year ago, 5 years ago, yesterday even. Yesterday, if you made a shitty choice and decided that you didn't, because today's the 5th of July, but let's say yesterday you didn't wait the 15 seconds. You lit a firework and it didn't go off. And so you immediately walked over there, went to pick it up, and you lost a finger. Sucks, yes. And I'm so sorry if some of you lost a finger yesterday. I don't mean to laugh, but this is the example that's coming through. But now you know that with the next 4th of July, what are you going to do? You're going to wait 15, 20 seconds, even an entire minute, because you lost a finger. That's the point that I'm trying to get across to you guys, is you are allowed to shift. You are allowed to use this Cancerian energy, really go inside and really look at those emotional things and allow yourself to become a better person. To take the lesson but leave the baggage. Take the lesson, leave the baggage. All right. Now we're going to get into the tarot. That was my rampage for today. That was my rampage for today. So let's see what the Souls on Fire Tarot has. Like I said, these are just talking to me. They seem to be the ones that are best suited for this energy. So two more. I'm going to do it this way. Two more. I just saw the Ace of Cups. There's the Seven of Wands underneath. But it's time to lay a new foundation. It's time to stop holding yourself to those past baggages, to those past emotions that don't feel so good, and really shift, I'll do this one more time, and really shift into those lessons. The lessons aren't there to hurt you, they're to shift you into a better paradigm of living your life. Let's see where we're going. Underneath, we've got the Knight of Cups. Yes, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. There's that Four of Cups, absolutely. There's the Page of Pentacles. There's the Magician. And now we have the Emperor again, along with the High Priestess. And the Four of Wands. And the Six of Swords. And the Moon. And the Seven of Cups. And the World. Two of Wands. Lovers. Yes! This is what I'm telling you guys. And I love when tarot does this. I love when it confirms what I am saying. Because you have these messages of love coming in. And I feel as though some of you have really just kind of sat there. You've kind of sat there because you've refused to come back into the present moment. You've refused to come back into the here and now. Because you're too busy in the past, that you're letting the past dictate the present, which is literally setting the precedent for everything else that's happening. You are the color blue. Okay, let's do this differently. You are the color blue. Okay, and when you're the color blue, let's say those negative experiences make you are the other color red, right? So when those came in, blue and red make purple. So you're thinking back to that time where you went from blue to purple, and you're focused on that, but what you're not doing is adding more blue, adding those positive, wonderful vibrations back into you to come out of that purple and turn more blue. And that's what I see here. You are not listening to yourself, to the divine energies that are coming in, and that's why some of you are being triggered with this energy. It's because you need to understand the lesson. The lesson, not the baggage. Yes, the baggage leads to the lesson, but that baggage is more of an emotional guilt because we have been conditioned as human beings that one wrong thing and we are bad human beings, and that's not the case. That is never the case. But our minds, our logical side of things make it seem that way because we are conditioned as human beings that if we fuck up, oh, well, shit. I fucked up. And now I'm going to carry that around with me. Don't do that. What you need to be doing is being like, yep, I fucked up, but now I know better. That is the point of learning. When you first started to color, or when you first started to write, or when you first started to learn new things, did you have hiccups along the way? Absolutely. Are you still thinking back to those times where you're like, well, I didn't do this right, and I didn't color between the lines, and my E's were always backwards, and no, because you learned that, yeah, there were mistakes. But you learn now that you can move forward from those mistakes. But again, as we get older, we are conditioned to hold on to that baggage. And I'm here to tell you to knock it off. Knock it off. And that's why this energy is being called into question here. It is time to take action. It is time to really listen to your intuition. Listen to the signs and synchronicities. Listen to your emotion. And when something doesn't feel so good, absolutely acknowledge it. Like the example that I use, and this is going to get quite personal for you, and I can't believe we've 15 minutes in and I still have yet to get to the rest of the reading. I was dating a gentleman. Yes, divine masculine with divine feminine energy. I am the divine feminine of my relationships. I date other men. That's just my life, okay? Back in 2016 to 2017, and hell, even past relationships work for this. But back in 2017, I was dating a gentleman and things didn't go so well. And we ended up having this big fight and this big argument, and we ended up having a falling out. The relationship was called off, all of this, that, and the other, right? Like it was a really bad breakup. And right before I came to my senses, right before I snapped out of all of that emotional stuff that I was working through, I reached out and apologized. I reached out. Come to find out, I was a day late and $1 short because he had died 2 days beforehand. And yes, there was a time, and there are moments where I'm like, you should have done better. Ollie, you should have done better. You're right. I'm right. I should have done better. However, if I sit in that energy of, well, it's your fault and you know, all this, that, and the other, it would drag my vibration down. It would make me feel miserable. And I know that that's not what he would want for me. I know that's not what he would want for me. Because I've seen the comments and the messages communicating to other people that he did in fact still love me after we broke up. After we had our falling out, he, and I quote, he's doing what is best for him and I love him for it. And so instead of looking back on those that big negative thing, I look back and remember the love and the compassion, and that lesson that is there is make better choices when it comes to matters of the heart. Make better choices. Love is not easy. Love is not simple. Love is complicated and messy. And I had a delusional state of mind that it was supposed to be fairy tales and wonderful happily ever afters, and that's all fine and dandy, but it's completely unrealistic. So I took that lesson and I run with that lesson. That is what I hold on to, and that is what's being called into question here. That is what is being called into question for everybody at this time, is look at those negative things that don't feel good. Find the lesson, embrace that lesson, and when those negative thoughts come up, be like, I see you, I acknowledge you, however, I have the lesson here and I'm going to do better, you have no power here. And off you go. That's pivoting your vibration and moving forward. And that's what needs to be done. 6 of Swords, Moon, 7 of Cups. It's time to pivot. It is time to pivot and move forward and step into a better form of union. The World, 2 of Wands, Lovers. Some of you are moving towards a relationship. Some of you are stepping into union with yourself, but this work is required. This work is required. There's no way around this work. There's no way around this work. 10 of Cups. Next opportunity is the Hanged Man. That's seeing things from that different point of view. Grounding you is the Page of Wands. Guiding you is the 10 of Swords. Love it. Queen of Wands. Where you're going is the Empress. Now we have the Emperor, the Empress again. Motion is the 3 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Sun, and the Hierophant. It is time for you to speak your true, authentic, emotional range during this time. And some of you, it will require some shadow work. Like I said, it was not easy. with the Howard situation. It was not easy. It wasn't. I hated myself for the longest time. I told myself that I would never be in a relationship again because obviously I abused it. There was a lot of shadow work that I had to do during that time. And so now, with this Cancerian new moon, it's kind of giving us a swift kick. It's almost like shadow work on steroids right now. It is giving us the opportunity in this present moment to shift and move forward. And again, that's what I see here. It is time to view these things from a different point of view instead of, it's my fault, or I will forever live with this baggage, or whatever it is that is holding you in the past. It is time to put that down. It is. It is time to put that down, and it's time to move forward with clarity in that higher vibration. That higher vibration that you have been so far out of, that it's keeping everything else that you want, deserve, desire, manifestations. It is keeping all of that so far out of your reach because you are so far out of your emotional happiness. And that loops back into your vibration exceeds the manifestation. You want the happy things, you yourself have to be happy. You want love, you have to love yourself first. You want to be confident in everything that you do, you have to feel confident within yourself. Whew. Wow. But I see the Hierophant here. The Hierophant, we're breaking out of the traditional way of doing things. We are breaking out of the regular expectations that we hold ourselves to. Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, Knight of Swords. It is okay that your healing looks different than everybody else's because that's the point. But what you have to remember is that we are divine beings having a human experience. We are all part of the same collective, and everybody else is going through something similar at this time. For other people, it's easier. For some people, like I said, it will be triggering. But the point of this is to put it down. Put down that baggage. Put down the weight. Move beyond it. Become better for it. Become better for it. Because what's trying to come in for you is so much more than what you are allowing right at this moment. So much more. So much more. And some of you, I'm hearing, it seems like a dream. It seems not obtainable. If you keep telling yourself that, it's going to stay that way. Just so you know. If you keep telling yourself, oh no, it's just a dream, it's not going to happen, he's just trying to blow smoke. Sure. If that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. But here we don't use smoke and mirrors on this channel. We don't. I don't. My goal, my job here is to help shift you all into a higher vibration. And now it's time to shift. It is time to shift, especially with everything that we've got going on this month. We've got quite a few retrogrades, but not Mercury. I don't believe it's Mercury, but it's like Neptune and Uranus. I believe. I will have to look into that more, but there are a few retrogrades that are conjuncting one another. Like they're hitting all of, like, one is here, and they're connected, but they're hitting different parts in our birth charts. And what that's doing is it's making this energy like 4 times more powerful, 10 times more powerful. And that's why people are being emotionally triggered at this time, while other people are coasting along. The people who are coasting along are the breezier people, the people who are already in this vibration. And the people who are not in this vibration are the ones that are being triggered. So, The messages that are coming in. The messages that are coming in. Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands, Knight of Wands, Two of Swords, Star. You have got to let go. You have got to let go. I'm hearing instincts. I'm hearing instincts. Over on Soulful Revolution, I listen to her quite a bit because she's got a wonderful vibration to her, and she does help me, as she is one of the leaders for the tarot readers, for the shamans, mystic healers, teachers, guides. And she mentioned something the other day that was, when it comes to animals, do you think animals feel guilt? Some animals do. Dogs, you know, they have the ears back yet, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lions and the apes and the animals that are in their instincts. They don't dwell on things because they are tuned into that natural vibration of themselves. And so their main focus is food, water, shelter, what's going to make them comfortable. And that is what needs to be applied here. Food, water, shelter, what's going to make you comfortable. It's not about the past, it's not about the future, it's about this current moment and making yourself feel better. It is about, again, healing those situations of the past that you hold yourself accountable for and continue to hold yourself accountable for instead of learning from that accountability. You went from step 1 to step 2, now it's time to move from step 2 to step 3, and that's where people get stuck. It's feeling the guilt and then taking accountability, and then step 3 is learning the lesson from that accountability. And then when you learn the lesson, step 3, you can move on to step 4 of doing something about it, and then step 5 is transmuting that energy. Underneath we have by the book. I was wondering why that was there, and now I know. And here we have the elephants. It is time to stop lying to yourself, all that glitters. It's time to stop lying to yourself. It's time to mend this energy. And it's time to go through a transformation. But I feel like you already know that, don't you? At least you do now. Because the universe wants to co-create with you and wants to give you everything that you want. Co-create, go the distance, but you're stuck in this round and round. You keep taking yourself back to this guilt energy instead of doing exactly what I said. Guilt leads to accountability, that leads to lessons, that leads to the transmutation of those lessons and applying it to the present moment, and then 5 is moving forward in a much better way. Because you've now taken accountability, you've learned the lesson, and you are applying it now to the present moment. Whew. All right. Somebody needed this. Somebody definitely needed this energy today. Because again, everything you want is just beyond this energy. It's just beyond this energy, but you have to shift your vibration because vibration exceeds manifestation. It's not about the outside influences that make you happy. It's about you choosing to be happy, and then those outside influences coming in and making things better. Wowza. Wowza. Zodiac signs that I see, because I am going to call these out today. We've got quite a bit on the table. We have Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Gemini, Aries, Sag, Scorpio, more Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, Libra, Taurus, more Libra, Scorpio, Sag, one more time, just to be sure I did not miss anybody. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and we also have Pisces. Pisces, and I will walk away with Cancerians because Cancers, this is your fault. But, so we've got Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Aries, Virgo, Gemini, Scorpio, Sag, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Sag, Leo, Libra, Gemini. And I believe that's everybody. I believe that's who I see. So you could very well be one of those signs that are being impacted right now with this energy. Oof. Well, guys, this is what I have for you. I really hope this helped you navigate through this new moon energy. I know that it's a new moon and not a full moon, but this is designed to clear the way forward. This is designed to blow up everything that's in your way, everything that you were holding yourself accountable for, and allowing it to pave a new path forward. So this is what I have for you guys. I really, really hope this helped. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, your company is well appreciated. If this resonated for you, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know, because I'd love to hear from you guys. So thank you very much, and I will see you all again later. Bye, guys.